Hello, people. It's Mr. back again with a preview. I hope everyone's fit and well. It's preview time. Nottingham Forest v Middlesbrough tomorrow. Another massive game. I've got another special guest. He was on my channel recently when Middlesbrough beat us 1-0, and we'll talk to him about that. As you know, it's Yusuf, big Middlesbrough fan. As you know, he's very popular on IG, so I don't want to make his head that big. But yes, big game tomorrow. Massive game tomorrow. There's 7 people in so far. What's your predictions for tomorrow's game? Before I get Yusuf in, let's talk about the fantastic win against Millwall, 3-1 at City Ground. Great result. Great result against a team that we always struggle. Players like I keep mentioning, Ryan Yates was fantastic. Abiyabu got a brace as well. But this is a different kettle of fish because we're against O'Neill Warnock side, and he's always good against Forest. Whoever he manages, it could be Sheffield United, it could be Cardiff, it could be anyone. But now he's with Middlesbrough. As we know, he's beat us already this season. But like I said, we always struggle against O'Neill Warnock side. But I'm going to let Yusuf talk more about Middlesbrough. But like I said, if you're new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button, like as well. If you've got any questions for myself, if you've got any questions for Yusuf, please come ahead. But yeah, I'll bring it in Yusuf now. Hello, my friend.
How's it going? Very, very happy.
Oh, you can tell you're very happy. You can tell
of course.
But yeah, how you doing, my brother?
Yeah, not bad. Obviously with the whole pandemic, it's not the best, but at least, football's still carrying on, and, it gives us a little bit of something to look forward to. So that's all, it's all positive. And yourself, how you doing?
I'm not too bad. Still missing the football. I've had I forgot to say before offline, I've had a bad day, but I will talk about that at my end stream. But I'm positive vibes. But yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. But yeah, let's talk about, before we do talk about tomorrow's game.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, I don't know, I'm going to keep bragging about it. Your 1-0 win at Leeds.
Yeah.
From your perspective, how was it?
It was tough because obviously was it Houghton's second game or something? It was early on in his appointment, so it was always going to be a bit of an unknown. But I thought it was going to be a 0-0. Had 0-0 written all over it, and then we got quite a late winner, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, it was your left back, wasn't it?
Marvin Johnson. Yeah, Cyrus
Johnson.
Christie's. Yeah. Cyrus Christie could have done a little bit better. It was down inside, but it was quite late. And I thought 0-0 all over, and I would have probably taken 0-0.
Listen to me, it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening because I mentioned, like I said about Neil Warnock. Neil Warnock always does something special, and he did it. And when you score that goal, every Forest fan knew he's going to put 10 men behind the ball, and that's what he done. And that's how you win games, and that's how you gets teams promoted. And you see, he had 0-0, but I back in my head, I thought, nah, maybe we're going to snatch this. But carry on. Sorry, you said something for doing this.
No, not at all. So yeah, I thought it was going to be 0-0, and then obviously we score, and then like you said, Neil Warnock got us to defend really well, and that's been the story of our season. We're good at taking the lead and holding on to it, but that's one of our weaknesses is if we do concede, then we don't really have the players off the bench that can make an impact. Because obviously Forest, when you look in their bench, you might start with Amiobi, but then you might have Alex Might, and then you might have Joe Lolly on the bench. So you've got options. You might start with Lyle Taylor, but then if he's not doing the bits, then you've got Lewis Grabban that come on. So that's probably one of your strengths. But with us, when things aren't going well, we don't really have a plan B. We don't have players. It's all great when it's 0-0 when we score and we're good at defending it. We've got players that can come off the bench and defend the lead, but we haven't got players that can help us get back into it. And that's been the story of our season, really.
I know that. I think. Are you 7th in the league? Are you 7th? Is it 8th or 7th?
7th or 8th. I think 8th maybe. But yeah, we're just outside. Something like that. We're just outside the playoffs. I mean,
I don't know if you remember. I said to you on the last preview. I said to you, Middlesbrough will finish third, and I still think will finish third under Warnock. They can have like I know everyone talks about Brit. He's out of contract at the end of the season as well.
He is.
But
Yeah.
I still think he'll finish third. Where do you think they'll finish? What at this moment in time? Where do you think they'll finish?
I'd be happy finish it where we are now. I'd be happy with that because it means progression. I would be because it would mean progression. You might think that's negative.
See, this is what people. This is what you got to be ambitious, Yusuf.
You got to be ambitious, but that's Forest's problem. They haven't been in the Premier League since 1998 or something. 23 years they ain't been in the Premier League.
Why? See me. Listen to me. I said to this guy, be nice to me, and look at him starting now. People get at Yusuf. Because I know Forest have been out in 23 years, but now you're going to rub it in.
But I'm just stating, you have to remember, Forest are a championship team, so you have to have progression. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to have slow, rather than think so many Forest fans expect to win the league every single season, but you've got to be realistic at the same time because there's a lot of good teams in this division.
Sorry, I'm just going to get some questions in. Dwight Bent, former work colleague. Let's not get carried away with win of the day, but it's a long way to go. That's Forest related. Dwight comments. So, what's your Forest season? We'll talk about that later. Good evening, Patrick. Colin, how are you doing, Colin? Patrick, sorry, my bad. Before we look at questions, I know, like I said, I spoke about Brit. What's your opinion? What is happening? Like, you're saying that some Middlesbrough fans are not happy with Brit. What's your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same, I guess, with Forest fans because I was talking to a few Forest fans before this match, and they felt when he was at Forest, like he was on fire just before he had his injury. Then when he came back, he gained a bit of weight and he was a bit up and down. So it was already mixed opinions among Forest fans. And Boro fans are the same because a lot of Boro fans feel he doesn't work hard, he doesn't care. He lacks that desire. Me personally, I still think he's our best striker that we've got. I think we haven't been playing to his strengths. I think he's a goal scorer. We haven't played, like I said, to his strengths. We've been very defensive, especially with Pulis.
Yeah, that's no Warnock side though. He's like
we're a bit more attacking. We're a bit more attacking under Warnock, to be fair, because I think with Pulis we used to have. We'll play 5 at the back, but our 2 wing backs will be 2 centre backs, and our 2 wingers will be 2 centre mids. So it will be so like lethargic, the team, and it was so defensive, and it'd be like 10 men behind the ball and just Brit up front. Whereas even with Warnock, we might play 4-5-1, but we can pass the ball a bit more. We've got a little bit more quality, and I think sometimes Warnock gets painted under the brush of negative football and stuff. I think when we're winning a game, yes, he'll hold on to the lead, but he's not all negative. He's not all like defensive, I think until he actually manages your club, because I used to think he was a defensive manager, but I don't think I'd describe him as a team that gets his team organised rather than defensive. Do you know what I mean? He gets them defensive first, keep your clean sheet, work hard, the basics. But I wouldn't really describe it as defensive. I mean, Pulis, that was purely defensive because it was just like everyone behind the ball, up front. Whereas with Warnock, he gets us organised, but also at the same time, he lets players attack and he lets them produce a little bit of magic. And it's all about man management. He gets the best out of his players.
So who's been like so far this season, like Middlesbrough, the 8th in the league? Who's been your player that you've been impressed with so far?
It hasn't really been, to be fair, there's 24 clubs in the championship. If you ask them, every club, most of them would say their striker or their winger or their number 10, their creative player. Our best players have been our 2 fullbacks and our centre back. It's all been defensive players because I mean, the summer before, we bought 2 kids from like lower league, Dyke Still from Charlton and Mark Bowler from Blackpool. Yeah. And they weren't ready for the Championship last season. They weren't ready, and a lot of fans wrote them off. But Warnock, since he's come in, they've been like different players. He's basically called Dyke Still his favourite player. He really looks after him. Mark Bowler looks like a complete different player, playing week in, week out. and he's just got them. It's just the man management. People think it's what football's all about, tactics and all of that, but he's just got them like believing in themselves, and he's just done a brilliant job. So I'd say Dijksteel and Mark Bowler, and also Paddy McNair is playing some of his best football, because he's someone that when he came in, he kept saying, I'm a centre mid, I'm a centre mid, I'm a centre mid. Warnock's been playing him centre back all season, and he hasn't said a word. Do you know what I mean? So it just goes to show man management skills is incredible.
I've got a question from Middlesbrough fan, and it's Joe from Brother TV. Do you know him?
Yes, Joe Scott is a top lad. I know him.
Yeah. So a question from Joe: City ground has not been a hunting ground for us the last few seasons. 2014 season, we won 2-1. David Nugent and I remember that game. Do you remember that game?
I do. And then since then, did I? No, I missed that one, unfortunately.
Shocking. That is shocking behaviour.
I know. It happens. It happens. It's one of those stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's not the best of grounds, to be fair. You know, I thought I don't want to listen to the Moloch and Tyre song. So yeah, give it a miss.
It's been like I saw Neil Warnock's interview regarding he thinks the game will be called off tomorrow. Do you think the game will be called off tomorrow?
He's a clever man. Mind games. I think it's mind games.
That's what I said, man. Listen to what all the Forest fans said. We know what. Listen to me, Forest fan. I know Warnock. He likes to play mind games with everyone. So I don't believe
he's an intelligent bloke. No, he's an intelligent bloke, but well, I don't think it'd be. I mean, if he's going to be called off, it'd be called. I mean, I don't think. Yeah.
I live at 10 minutes away from City Ground. The weather is cold, but it's not raining at all. People, any questions? Like I said, 19 people. If there's any questions, do you want to ask myself and Yusuf? If you don't know who I am, I'm Mr. Dore. If you don't know who this guy is on the side, it's Yusuf, Middlesbrough fan. He's got a massive following on Instagram. He's got 10k. If people do want to follow my Yusuf, the link is below. He is Middlesbrough. You listen to me. This guy's nuts. Because Yusuf, you live in London, don't you?
As you can tell by my accent, I'm not I'm not from up north. Yeah, I'm from London.
This guy's nuts. He's from London, but the Middlesbrough fans love him. And we met last season with the game draw 1-1, didn't we?
Yeah, it was just before Christmas, and again it was raining that day. I remember, and it was a Tuesday night fixture, and we drew 1-1. Paddy McNair penalty quite late on. So yeah, it was a good performance we gave that day, to be fair. And so did you lot. Hard earned point.
Let's talk. I'm talking about last season. I sit going and drawn 1-1, and the player that loves scoring past you is Ryan Yates. Do you know who loves scoring past Middlesbrough?
I was talking to Luke Turton before, and I love Ryan Yates to me. I know a few Forest fans might not like him, but he's not the most technically gifted, but his leadership qualities is unreal. He's old-fashioned. He's a talker. There's not many players like him anymore.
Right, listen, right. People in the comments, we're talking about Ryan Yates. Me personally, Ryan Yates has been a player of the season for me because, as you said, Forest fans, they've got a grudge against him. And I don't know if with Middlesbrough fans, is there a player that they always need high expectations, but they're always they don't perform, but they'll always go for him? Have Middlesbrough got the same thing?
I think every club has that. I mean, we probably had a similar one to Yates in terms of Adam Clayton, because we had him when he joined us. He was brilliant. He was man of the match every single week, every game. Then we got promoted to the Premier League. He was in and out the team. Then we got a new manager, Gary Monk. Gary Monk put him on the bench. Sometimes didn't even put him in the squad, and his confidence went. And when he came back into the team, everyone kept saying he's sideways, and and it was almost there was almost like an agenda among the fan base. I'd say, but I always felt with Adam Clayton, he's a player that you need to play to start off with, certainly away from home. Obviously, if you're losing the game, he's the first player you take off, but you need players like that in your team that gives it everything and works hard and whatever. But in terms of Boro fans right now, they give a bit of stick to Britt. Britt gets a lot of stick.
Yeah, I've seen it.
They say he's lazy and stuff like that. So
right. Forest fans in the comments below. When he was at Forest fans was exactly the same. exactly the same with Britt. But the thing with Britt, he needs the ball in the 6-yard box, and that's what kind of player he is. Like, I think he's not scored past for us yet since he's gone to Middlesbrough. And if you give Britt space in that 6-yard box, he'll score. And that's Britt's 100%. Game. He's not like people will talk about Lewis Grabban. Like people say he's lazy, but look at Grabban's record. He scored 20 goals last season, and he even scored past you, didn't he, last season?
Don't remind me. Should I have to remind you about Rudy Gested? I bet you're happy Rudy Gested left us because he kept on scoring against Forest.
Listen to me,
so,
that guy. Where is he now?
He's gone to Australia.
That's good for me. You know, that's the best thing you've ever said on a stream because as Forest fans know, Rudy Gested scores past Forest every single time. And if no one saw my vlog from last season's, we were drawn 2-2 at your place. I said Rudy Gested will score. What did he do? He scored past us. So I'm happy about that. Back to Middlesbrough. Who's been a player that you had high expectations this season, but has not? I know you talk about Britt, but is there more players that you thought, he needs to do a bit more?
It's tough because we've got a squad of like 19 players, and I think most players have done really, really well. In terms of players that have struggled, probably Lewis Swing, who we bought from non-league a few years back. And
did he score past Forest?
I don't think so. When was that? Last year?
Yeah, it was someone who did that dodgy celebration in front of us. He told us to show who scored.
When we remember now. So Rudy
got the first one, and I don't know.
Rudy got the first, and then the second was.
People in the comments, can you remember who scored it? I don't know who it was.
It was such a long time. It was like nearly a year of March.
I saw his wing. I've got to look back on it.
I'm trying to remember. It's in my head.
It was someone, but he did that celebration. He told us to shh to all the Forest fans, and then when we scored, we gave him abuse to it. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I
can't remember. But yeah, he hasn't really done as well as he can. I mean, I still like him. I still think he's a good player, but he hasn't really been given much of an opportunity. And he's one of those players that needs a run of 5, 6, 7 games rather than coming off the bench for the last 10 minutes. Or if someone's injured or someone's suspended, to only play 1 game and then come out the team. He needs a run of games, and every player needs that, rather than coming in, out, in, out, in, out. So he hasn't really done as well as he could. Hayden Coulson's another one who, came from our academy, who hasn't really been given an opportunity, and he had an excellent season last season. But I can't really criticise any of the players because we're overachieving, which most Boro fans expected. And I hope they can turn it around because they're good players.
Questions? Any people got any questions in? Joe said plays in Melbourne with Victoria now. Thank God for that. What else is there? Yes, it was Lewis Wing. Lewis
Wing? I couldn't remember.
I told you, that's why when you mentioned that Lewis Wing, I remember he did that stupid celebration in front of Forest fans because it was a stupid goal. So remember, I think he scored 2 in it. He scored 2 in the last 5 minutes, didn't you?
We did 2 late goals, yeah.
Yeah, 2 late goals, and really good scale. And I think remember the Forest midfield, there was no one there, and I think it's about 6 of you just tacking. We have 3 defenders, and Lewis Wing just scored. And it's that stupid celebration that he did that annoyed me. And if he does it again, I'll be annoyed.
It's all banter, yes, but there's no fans there, so there's no fans there, so you can't really annoy you.
You better not. Well, you can go to the camera and do his twist, but if he's not, I'll be upset. Question from Sean. Yusuf, what's your score prediction for tomorrow?
It's a tough one. I mean, I have to sit on the fence and think it'll be a 1-1 draw. You've been on such good form lately, I think. You haven't lost in 5 or 6 games. Picked up a few decent points, so I think it's going to be a tough game. I think Britt's going to score for us eventually.
Do you think?
I think, yeah, and I think it might well be his last game for us at the City grounds because his contract runs out in the summer. So I reckon.
Right, quick question, Yusuf. Right, I know lots of Middlesbrough fans they don't rate Britt, but What's your opinion? Do you want him to stay, or do you think it's time to
I,
go?
I'd like him. I think it's for me personally. I think you need as many goal scorers in your team and your squad. And for me, he's a goal scorer. If he plays, he scores. There's not many players you can find that are better out there. But at the same time, this is his fourth season, and he's 28 now. And I think modern day footballers, they sometimes can be at a club for too long, and it's almost like he needs sometimes to join a club that he can actually, maybe a club more down south, closer to his family and stuff, because it's not easy to live up north if his young family's down south and stuff like that. So, and for 4 years, it would have been, it's loyal. But a lot of players don't stay at clubs for 4 years, and if he leaves now, then good luck to him. It's just a shame that his contract would have ran out. We signed him on a 4-year contract and didn't offer him a new contract at all during that spell. And now he's potentially leaving on a free, which is a disappointment. But hopefully that's one of the things that Neil Warnock's going to stop. He's going to stop giving people contracts or sell them when they've got like 18 months left or 2 years left and 1 year left, and they're not going to stay. Because otherwise it's pretty pointless to keep players if you can let them go on a free.
Question from, this is Warren, DEAD, dead. Who's your favourite ever striker from Forest and Middlesbrough? Mine's Marlon Beverlodi. Mine, as everyone knows, mine's Ian Woan. Yusuf, wait, I'll give you two questions, Yusuf. Who's your best and worst player that's ever played for Middlesbrough? Okay, start with best.
Best, okay.
People in comments as well. Who's your best ever player that you've ever seen?
So for Boro, the best player I've ever seen is Juninho. We had Juninho, and like at the time, honestly, the way that I describe him now for people that never saw him play, it's like having a. I mean, who can I compare him with? It's like having someone like. I don't want to say Kevin De Bruyne.
It was like
not at that level.
Juninho was like more of a, like everyone complains about a number 10. He was like a number 10, wasn't
he? He was a midget. He was only like 5 foot. He wasn't a centre mid. He wasn't a striker. He was literally in that hole. Often would play him out wide, as you do with these players, because he's Brazilian. He's got tricks, but he was a number 10. But he was just far too good for us, and he's a World Cup winner, and not many clubs have World Cup winners. Do you know what I mean? And he's someone that left us in 2004, and we still sing his name. Do you know what I mean? He's had 3 different spells with us. I remember him as a 22-year-old kid, sat on the pitch crying after we got relegated to Ellen Road. Not many players are going to do that, especially foreign players. When they come in, people say they don't care, all of that. Can you imagine, seeing Carvalho, on the pitch crying if Forest got relegated? You probably wouldn't see that.
You know what you said before you get to your worst player. Carvalho loved playing against Middlesbrough. He loved it.
I remember when you beat us 3-0 the season before last, Easter Monday.
I've got the vlog out. You know what, people? I will put that vlog out when we beat you 3-0 in the Switzerland as well. That was Carvalho's best game ever. People in the comments, do you remember that game?
I remember, yeah. That was, I couldn't believe it. I'll describe it as the best individual performance that any player gave against us that season. Even for the last 3 or 4 years, I can't remember a player like, he just ran the game. It should have been 5-6-0 to Forest that day.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely battered us. How it wasn't 5 or 6-0. I think Randolph helped because he pulled off some good saves.
He did.
But it was Easter Monday. It was a warm day. It was a hot day. I remember the concourse that day. We were brilliant in the concourse. It was a good away set of fans we had that day. And Martin O'Neill, I thought to myself, because Martin O'Neill was manager at the time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, we'll beat them. He's lost it, And then what happened? Sorry, I told you that was cool. And then they go and batter us 3-0. It was just terrible performance. And at least it wasn't too far for me to travel. Forest, Nottingham to London. If it was at the Riverside, my God, that would be one long journey.
It was funny. Like you mentioned Carvalho. Like I think he came on for the last 25 minutes, and you was battering us, and then Cavalli come on, and he changed the game. And I remember he got the. Well, did he get assist for a second goal for Forest? I think it was a corner, and it was a corner. And then I remember we could have won it because Cavalli just he looked. I don't know why he was playing against Middlesbrough. I don't know why.
I don't know. Some players are like that. They just got their favourite teams they tend to always play well against, you know. Like Rudy just said against you lot, no matter who he was, it always scored against you. Same as Carvalho. So, you know, hopefully he didn't start Carvalho tomorrow.
No, he's not at Forest anymore.
Oh, he's not there?
No.
You let him go? Oh,
listen to me. Right, listen to me. Don't get the people in comments going crazy because Carvalho went time ago on loan. He went on loan. So I think that's more gutting because, as you mentioned, like that, Juninho, fantastic player in his time, and Carvalho, sometimes he'll frustrate me. I'm not gonna lie, he will frustrate me. And when he's on his game, like that game against Middlesbrough when we beat you 3-0,
sensational.
Yeah, exactly. This is Lennon. Shout out to Lennon. Big up for Lennon. I like Dore'S at Boro when we signed him. Big mistake on our behalf. What was he like at Middlesbrough? I know he was a fan's favourite, wasn't he?
Oh, we loved him. Albert Dore'S. We used to call him Uncle Albert. He was just brilliant. He was from down south, but he was a character. Do you know what I mean? I remember one game, final game of the season against Yeovil. A final whistle. He was on the pitch crying, dancing with the Yeovil cheerleaders and stuff. Then when we got promoted, he jumped into the stands and had a scarf on his, lift a scarf, and he was singing Boro songs. And this guy, he's an absolute gent, and it's a shame because Aitor Karanka didn't treat him very well here. And, I think he started the first game in the Premier League against Stoke, and then we let him go. We swapped him with Adama Traore, which was a brilliant move because obviously you're seeing what Adama Traore is doing in the Premier League now with Wolves. He's one of the best players. And again, Adama's probably similar to how Carvalho is in terms of like the frustration where he could. But then I like players like that because forgetting about his weaknesses in terms of what he can give, no one else can give that. So like you can almost forgive what their weaknesses are because their strengths outweigh their weaknesses. So I like playing those players like that. So I'll play them week in, week out for me.
Question for you, Yusuf. Yusuf, what's your favourite game of the season so far?
He said you've been to. I haven't been to any of. Well, I've been to one game. That was the Bournemouth game where they let one.
What was your favourite game of the season so far? You've been to. Yeah, what's your favourite?
Yeah, you've been to.
Yeah, you've been to.
Well, yeah. Apart from the you've been to, the favourite game of the season. Well, probably when we beat Swansea because of the fact that Swansea are one of the best teams in this division, and we beat them, and we played really, really well against them. So I think beating Swansea was obviously a good result. So purely and also winning at Bristol City away was special because that was hard victory. We worked so hard that game. It was a proper team performance. So I'd say out of those two, the Swansea was the home one, and Bristol Tuesday night away was sensational as well. Just but those are the games you miss going to, and that's where you wish if only fans were allowed in. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing like shithousing a 1-0 away from home win. Do you know what I mean? On a Tuesday night at Bristol.
It's Swansea away days. This is a Swansea fan. Reese, he's a bellend. His game got cancelled. I'm gonna ask you 5 questions, Yusuf, and they are Boro related. Who, as a Middlesbrough fan, who's been your best manager?
Whatever.
Ever.
Well,
Since you've been a Middlesbrough.
It's a tricky one because obviously you've got favourite and then you've got best. But my one personally would probably be the same answer. And you might not like this answer because this guy's managed you, and it's not the one you're thinking about. It's not Karanka. You're probably thinking Karanka. Steve McLaren. Steve McLaren. I know he was only at Forest for such a short time, and and he managed Derby. He's probably more known at being at Derby, to be
Oh yeah,
fair.
but now you've just said that. Now, bloody Lisa, a Derby fan, Lisa, she's piped up as well. Yes, but I know Derby won people. Lisa, I know they won. Just we're still above you. That's all that matters.
It's still bad. Yeah, you thought I was going to say Aitor Karanka, and I thought Aitor was good, but
You know
for
what?
me, McLaren's the one.
Yeah. What about? I thought you might have said Southgate.
Southgate was. I like Southgate. A lot of Borough fans didn't like Southgate because of the fact that he got us relegated, and he actually didn't do too well for us as a manager. But we got relegated, and then we sacked him when he was second in the table, third in the table in October, and then got Gordon Strachan. And then when Gordon Strachan came in, got rid of all our youngsters and brought in all the players from the SBL, and then we ended up finishing like mid-table. So that was a disaster. But the way I describe it is when we appointed Gareth Southgate, we appointed him when he was already our captain, our centre back. He was like he when was it? 2006. Yes, we went to the UEFA Cup final. 2006. He led us out on that game, and that was his final ever game, for us. And then the next thing, he becomes like the manager overnight. So it's like you don't really see that. Normally, players they retire or they're on their last legs. They don't really become a manager overnight. It's like I don't know. It's like Michael Dawson becoming manager of Nottingham Forest overnight. He
was caretaker for one game.
But that's the thing. Southgate wasn't even caretaker. He was just given the job. So 1 minute he's teammates with the players, and the next minute they've got to start calling him gaffer. So that's always a tricky sort of period. And he tried to probably change too much too soon. He got rid of a few experienced players and tried to promote a lot of people from the youth. But like Gareth Southgate, I'd describe though as my favourite ever Boro player, by far favourite ever Boro player.
Another question, right? I get this question every time, Yusuf. Rivals, like you've got Middlesbrough, you've got Sunderland, we've got Derby. People say we've got Leicester, but Leicester are not our rivals. Who was your number one rival?
Sunderland. I think Sunderland, Newcastle as well. But to be fair, we haven't really been in the same division as Newcastle because when we've always been in the Championship, they've been in the Premier League, and then the year that we were in the Premier League, they got relegated to the Championship. So we haven't played a game against them since I think 2009 maybe, and that was the year that we both got relegated from the Premier League to Championship. And Southgate was our manager, Shearer was their manager, and they got relegated. And we haven't played them, I don't think, since. Leeds. People say Leeds are a rival, but again, probably the same thing with Leicester and Forest. They're not really rivals. They're probably a game that I like. That game, it will always be a sellout. It will be guaranteed, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's a rival. It's a game that you'd want to win more than any other game. But because of where we're based in the country, there's not too many. There's not too many rivals. But yeah, Sunderland and Newcastle are the two. But Sunderland's number one rivalry for us.
If anyone's got any questions for Yusuf before he does go, please put them in the comments so we can answer them away. I'm going to see one more question to you, Yusuf.
Go for it.
Where do you want Middlesbrough to finish? But where do you think they'll finish?
Obviously, I want us to get into the playoffs, but I'm realistic. I would be absolutely delighted to finish. Like I said, I mean, you say it's lack of ambition to say you finish in 8th, but if we finish 8th, 9th, I mean that's progression from last season, and we've given a lot of young players opportunity, and there's a positivity around the place. This time last year, there's a lot of negativity, and it wasn't good. So hopefully, the positive vibe is back. Everything about the club is good. I mean, even last year there was complaints about the Boro Twitter handle. Everyone was complaining about everything about the club, whereas now everyone's praising the club. They're praising the manager. They're praising the players. They're praising the Boro Twitter. They're praising the foundation behind the scenes. They're praising the commentary. They're praising the streams. Everything. There's no negative. Even the podcasts and stuff. Because there was a period where everything was negative. We used to have like Boro Fan TV and stuff. It was just toxic. Everything was toxic.
It's just like Forest. Like when Forest have a moment, are you on Twitter?
I am, yeah.
Forest Twitter.
It just goes disaster, yeah.
It goes disaster and it goes mad. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's just it's a sad, really sad. But I suppose actually before you do go, I know I've seen you on
Sure.
you spoke to Neil Warnock. What was that like?
I did. Yeah, it was unreal experience because obviously it was an interview with him, and I thought I was only going to ask him like two questions, but I ended up talking to him for like over 10 minutes and asked a few questions, and it was just the
I've
way he
seen it.
spoke to me. Yeah, he spoke to me as if I'm his mate, and I've known him for 20 odd years, and I was like absolutely nervous to start off with because it's like I've never met him, and like this is our manager and stuff, and it was like really really weird. But the way that he made me feel at ease. I started to ask him more questions, and it made me a lot more relaxed. And it was an unreal experience.
That's
But
mad.
again, like I said, the club is doing everything right, and Neil
Mm.
Warnock has been the catalyst for that. And he's just, it's not the only time he's done it. I think that's the third time he wanted to speak to fans over Zoom. So I think he's done brilliant. How many clubs can you see doing that? There's not many
Exactly.
managers.
No.
And his press conferences, he was, having a real go at players that come off the coach and with their headphones on and ignore the fans and little things like that. He's always talking about the fans. He's always saying he wants fans in the ground.
Mm.
And he's what I'd describe as a proper football man. He understands football. Football's not
100%.
just about
You know what? You said
tactics.
I wish he was at Forest because he was that close to joining Forest. That
Oh, is it? When
close.
was that? When was that?
Under Fawaz. It was under Fawaz, and
I see.
I think the reason he didn't join Forest because of, as every Forest fan knows on the stream, interference. As you know, Warnock wants his own players. He wants 100% no interference from whoever the owner is, and he said. I think he said it on an interview with was it Talk Sport. He wanted to join Forest because, like I said, as you know, he was at Notts County, and as Forest fans will say, we hate Neil Warnock. No, they don't. They don't hate him because his record says it himself. He gets teams promoted, and this is why I said in my prediction from the start of the season, I really think Middlesbrough will finish third or in the playoffs. But I said third, and I think they still will. Have they brought anyone through the transfer window yet? Hello.
Not in January, no. And in his press conference, he said it's no one's really coming in anytime soon. He's hoping to get a winger by the end of the month, but it's hard because I don't think teams want to sell their players because they might get an injury. So if they let a player go out on loan now, or if they sell a player, the next match they might get a couple of injuries, and then it's a bit of a problem. So I think clubs are probably trying to look for replacements, and then they'll let players move on. So it's definitely a tricky period, but everyone's in the same boat. So I don't expect too many ins and outs, to be fair.
Quick question. You've got YouTube, can't you?
Yes.
Right. I completely, because you've got that interview, haven't you, with Neil Warnock on your YouTube channel. Right, people.
Yeah.
I've completely forgot. Yusuf's got a YouTube channel. I'm going to put in a link below.
Thank you.
I will put the... Oh, where is it, Yusuf? Oh, there it is. No, it's not.
YB Productions.
YB... Right. I'm going to put it in now. It is really...
Legends. Thank you.
Yeah, because like I said, my channel is to promote people's channel. And I think if people... When I've seen the Neil Warnock interview, and I thought, wow, that's amazing. I wish Forest could do that. But
that's the thing, he's a proper old school manager. He understands, fans. He's honest with his answers. He doesn't give his robotic answers. And if you ask him a straight question, he'll give you a straight answer.
100%.
He doesn't beat around the bush. And too many managers or too many people within football beat around the bush. They give like the safe answers. Obviously, he's professional in his answers. He doesn't give too much away. But if you give him a straight answer, a question, he'll give you a straight answer, and that's all you want. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right, people. If there's 15 people here, go down the link below and please subscribe to Yusuf. Please do watch the Neil Warnock interview because I thought it was class. I thought it was really class.
Thank you very much.
People do subscribe to Yusuf. But Yusuf, I'm gonna let you go. But like I said, people go on Forest.
Cheers.
Wait, you know what? Before he goes, is there any questions that you want to ask Yusuf before he goes?
No problem.
Before like go and follow his Instagram, go and follow his YouTube account as well.
Thank you.
Yusuf, hopefully next season we'll bump into each other because, like I said, I had an argument with a Derby fan. No, it was Lisa. I had an argument with Lisa, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree with me, right? Do you think the Middlesbrough Stadium is like the Derby Stadium?
A lot of people say that. It's tricky. I think it's got its similarities.
We had
it's got its similarities. People think it's identical. I think it's got its similarities.
It is. It's exactly
people. Well, we made ours, I think, first. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, right. I told you, Lisa Howard. I had an argument with her saying the Middlesbrough Stadium doesn't look like it, and it does. Exactly the 16th. It's just. It is. People in the comment section, who agrees with me? Yusuf. Lisa said hers is better than yours is better than your Riverside.
Nah. Ours is far better, and it's
Right.
yeah, ours is better.
Right, Yusuf, I'll let you go. But Yusuf, thank you very much for coming on, and hopefully we do bump to each other next season.
Fingers crossed, because like I said, City Ground's one of my favourite away days. A lot of Forest fans are really nice, and I love that walk up, by the Trent Bridge, and it's just really, really nice, isn't it? Walk about 15-20 minute walk from the station, walk past Notts County's ground, and it's a nice part of the country, Nottingham, and it's just not the same though. I'm just missing football, going these away days, home games. It's just the banter. When we score a goal, look at the Forest fans and say, put your middle finger up, and you know what I mean? That away end, because you're quite noisy. You've got a noisy bunch of fans on the left of us.
A block.
Yeah.
That's an A block.
Every time we play there, we score a goal. I just go there and put the middle fingers up and say, yeah, what? But that's banter. That's what I miss, kind of thing. And I wasn't doing that on Easter Monday though, when you beat us 3-0, because obviously it was just disaster after disaster, scoring plenty of goals. So, but yeah, it's what you miss about football, definitely.
Right, Yusuf, I'll let you go. But you know what, Yusuf? Hopefully, I bump into you next season. And please, like I said, go and follow his Instagram, go and follow his YouTube channel. His new one on Instagram was fantastic. And hopefully, Yusuf, tomorrow, if Forest win tomorrow, you better go on live on YouTube, because this guy's always on live on YouTube, and he like I said, he answers every single question. And I'm going to come for you, Yusuf. I'm coming for you, Yusuf, because when Middlesbrough won 1-0, he came for me, and I wasn't happy about it.
Okay. If we lose against Forest tomorrow, my Instagram live with my 10,000, I'll be there. And you'll join me. We'll have a chat. If we lose, that's my forfeit.
That's a forfeit. Right. You hear it here first, people. No. I'm doing a review after the game.
Review?
I'm doing a review with Boro TV. So.
Oh, I see.
So, Yusuf, I will come for you. You cannot dodge
Thursday
me.
then. Thursday.
Thursday, yeah. Thursday is then. It'll be after. It has to be after 8 o'clock, because I finish work at 8 o'clock. So if Forest win, and you better bring on go live on Instagram.
100%.
Right.
If they win.
Yo, love and peace, Yusuf, and thank you very much for coming on.
All the best. No problem, Mr. Dore. Take care.
All the best, dude. What a legend. This guy's a legend. Like I said, he's got so much followers on Instagram, his YouTube channel as well. Go and check him out. This guy's a legend. So everyone, what's everyone's prediction for tomorrow? Tomorrow, again, I'm at work. I don't finish work till 8, but I'm going to say it again, it's going to be the Price Show. Martin and Craig will be on, but I'll be doing the review from the game with myself, Brother Fan TV Joe, and another Forest fan as well. If there's any Forest fans, I think I might have one more Forest fan on tomorrow as well. If you want to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button, like as well. If there's any questions you want to ask me before I do go, I much appreciate that. As well, it's been a tough day for me. Really tough day today, because I said one of my mate's auntie passed away, called Jenny. Really close to her when I was young. Yeah, no, I've had a sad. I was if arguing to come on today, but I thought I'd come on. But yeah, I'm gonna put a picture at the end of the stream of Jenny. But yeah, I was really close to her as well. So I still came on. But yeah, massive game tomorrow. Massive game tomorrow. My prediction, I think it's a massive game. It's another massive game for us. Here it is. Darwin did 5 wins. I lose your pipe on. Lisa, where was you Saturday? Where was you Saturday? But yeah, it's gonna be a massive game for us tomorrow. Right, and get going, people. Like I said, if you did enjoy my stream, please do hit the like button. I did put out a vlog this morning regarding transfer targets, so go and check out that as well. I forgot to bring Keith. Keith, put your top on. Forest fan. I'm not going yet. Keith's coming on. We're 7 unbeaten. We're 7 unbeaten. Like I said, it's another test against Middlesbrough. Like Middlesbrough is going to be a tough. Like, they've got Brit. They've got Brit as well. They've got a good side. Right. Wait, 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me get Keith on. Right, here's Keith.
Hello?
Hello, my friend.
Hey up, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Happy birthday.
Sorry?
Happy birthday.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Thank you very much. I'm
24. I thought it was today. Sorry, my bad.
No, it's tomorrow. Well, I'm hoping for a win, obviously.
Well, people put in a comment, happy birthday to this guy.
Thank you.
Let me get some thoughts on Forest. What's been your thoughts so far of the season?
It's been such a strange season. Obviously, results haven't really been that I thought it would have been, especially with the signings of all these big players that we've signed, like Luke Freeman, Lyle Taylor. Well, I didn't think we'd be in this position at all, but since the start of the year, we are starting to look like a good team at the moment. But we hope a few new players this transfer window come in. I'd rather see some loans.
What players do you think? What positions do you think that we need to fill?
I think we need a winger and a number 10. I think when it comes to next season,
number 10,
we probably need a right back.
Number 10. Why would you want a number 10? There's a problem. Like with, I think not trying to criticize you. I'm saying Forest fans like, well, we need a number 10. We need a number 10. Like we had Carvalho, he didn't fill it, and Luke Freeman's come on loan from Sheffield United, and I know he's been injured, but he's not done nothing. So, do you really think that we need well, people in the comment section, do you think we need a number 10? Do you really think we need a number 10?
I like what Kafka's doing. Don't get me wrong. I like what he's doing, like the way he does dictate play a few times, but I like to see a bit more consistency, like goals and assists. But if he does keep doing that, then I'd say we probably won't need one. But I think for now being, we need to have a bit of reassurance in the team of having that player that can make things happen and that get some goals and a few assists.
What's your prediction for tomorrow?
Well, it's Neil Warnock, isn't it?
Exactly. That's what I said.
He knows how to do it against Forest. He's just one of their managers. But obviously, I'm feeling lucky, turning 24. So hopefully 2-0 Forest.
Yeah. Joel Cox says not necessarily as number 10, but we need more creative needed. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I would still say we need another 10, obviously, but we still need creativity, 100%. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Ryan Yates at the moment. He is really stepping up.
Are you a fan of Ryan Yates? Are you a fan of Ryan Yates? Be honest.
Of course I am. Yeah, I love Yates. I love his passion.
That was so sarcastic.
No, honestly, I'm a massive fan of him. Really, I'm a big fan of him. I didn't think he deserved all that stick that he did last season.
Like I said, I'll ask you a question in a minute. Like personally, Ryan Yates has been my player of the season so far. Who's been your player of the season so far?
It's between him and Joe Worrell.
100%. 100%.
I think we need to do what we can to keep hold of Joe Worrell because he's pretty much our captain.
I think he'll go. I think personally, I think he'll go.
What, this season or next season?
I think he'll go. I'm surprised that he's not gone in this window. I'm really surprised he's not gone. And if he doesn't go in this window, I think he'll definitely go next season. But I don't want him to go because I think
of course we don't.
He's our captain, and Lewis Grabban, he's our captain. So as we know, as you know, like, where do you think Forest will finish this season?
I'm predicting 12th, between 12th and 15th. Okay. Playoffs is just too unrealistic, too far. We'd have to go on like an 8-win streak or something to even have a chance.
We're 7 unbeaten.
We are unbeaten. I'm liking what we're seeing at the moment. I think you look at Worrell and McKenna, they're really having like a decent partnership. And I've been waiting for them to play together for so long because of how poor Figueiredo has been this season and from the end of last season, just after lockdown. But we were needed a centre-back, and I think Scott McKenna really fits that bill.
Have I given you a prediction already for tomorrow?
Yeah, 2-0.
Okay, so who do you think will score?
I think Yates will score. I've just got a feeling Yates is going to score again. And I think Martin will chip one in.
Yates, I said to Yusuf, Yates loves going past Middlesbrough because I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, he did it twice, didn't he? Wasn't it at home and away?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he would.
So people go online betting and go for Yates to get the score because he loves scoring past Middlesbrough. Before you go, like it's your birthday tomorrow. Are you doing anything special for your birthday tomorrow?
Having a Mexican for dinner.
That's shocking. That is absolutely shocking.
Don't you like it?
Kieran, that is shocking. Chinese for me will do me.
Do you not like it at all?
No.
Oh, what do you eat?
Chinese.
Yeah, I love a good Chinese. To be fair, I love a good Chinese.
No, not Chinese. Indian. I love.
Oh yeah, well, both. I love both.
I love Indian. I love Indian food. But yeah, Kieran, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. It's nice talking.
Have a fantastic birthday tomorrow.
Thank you.
And hopefully Nottingham Forest win tomorrow.
I hope for a win. Go 8 unbeaten and then beat Swansea on Sunday.
Listen to me, right? Watch out for the Swansea vlog because it's going to be mad.
Yeah, where is he? Is he hiding in this chat?
he is hiding. He's hiding somewhere. I'll find him. We're doing Friday. We're doing a preview, but and then on Saturday night, but we're not doing a watch along. We're just doing a review and a preview from the game. But people, if you're new to this channel, subscribe because it's going to be fun. But Kieran, thank you for coming on, and hopefully, happy birthday for tomorrow, and hopefully Forest win.
Yeah, come on, you Reds.
Come on, you Reds. Peace out,
you Reds.
You Reds. Cheers, Kieran. So that's Kieran. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Yeah, but people, I'm going to get going. But like I said, people, if you are new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. Like if you are new. But like I said, people, I've mentioned it. One of my good mates, aunties, passed away yesterday, called Jenny. And I'll leave a picture before I do leave. But like I said, if anyone puts it in the comment below, say rest in peace, Jenny, they can. It'll be on for like 10 seconds, 20 seconds. But yeah, people. Like I said, tomorrow my watch along is going to be Craig and Martin. That starts at 6:45 because the game starts at 7. I will be doing the review at 9 o'clock tomorrow. That's with Joe from Boro TV and another Forest fan as well. And hopefully I get another Forest fan. So I want at least 2 Forest fans and a Middlesbrough fan tomorrow. So people, like I said, if you're on the channel, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm Jenny. Rest in peace.